Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. So we welcome our next guest, who is a Neo-Expressionist painter, and he uses multiple mediums from oils, acrylics, pastels, and spray paint, drawing influences from Basquiat and Picasso. His art expresses freedom in any shape or form, and each piece holds its own story, taking viewers on a journey full of bold brushstrokes and symbolisms. And bueno, we can't wait to read a page from his visual novel. Everyone, please welcome Neo-Expressionist painter Midartz. Hello and welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me here.
Well, thank you for being here. And what I didn't mention is that you're a Bronxite.
Yes.
Even though you relocated, and we acknowledge you for making your way back just to be here in studio with us today.
Yes.
But you're a Bronx bred.
Born and raised. West side of the Bronx, 176 University, 1520 Cedric Avenue. My grandmother raised me in 1520, the home of hip hop.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. I know Kool Herc, all of them.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice. All right,
yeah.
we're throwing you back. We're going to throw a
Oh,
little
yeah,
history
yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah, a little
yeah,
hip-hop.
yeah. No, but you know why? Because here's the thing. Yeah, I really appreciate that you relocated upstate, right? And not that I appreciate that you relocated upstate, but that even though you relocated upstate, that it was so important for you to make your way back here in
Absolutely.
studio to share your story with our viewers. So I wanted to open up with setting that as the foundation because it's part of your DNA,
Yes.
no matter
yes.
where you are.
Yes, no matter where I am, my heart is in the Bronx. That's where I'm from. So moving to Port Jervis, because we live in Port Jervis, New York, which is about an hour and a half from here. It's very different, totally different from the city. The city is very, fast-paced, moving. It's very slow up there. So for me, it was like a drastic change. So.
And you went up there during the pandemic.
During the pandemic,
Right.
yes.
Yeah, I did my
yes.
homework.
You
I
did
did
your
my homework.
on me.
I did my homework.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
And because I get it, I
Yeah.
was like, you know what, maybe it's time to try something different.
Something
right?
different.
So I set it up this way so that we can understand, like, having relocated, did that inspire you to really immerse yourself in Neo-Expressionism?
Absolutely. When I was younger, I drew, and I didn't really paint, but when I got up here,
Were you a spray painter first? I want to know because it's like this is a very interesting style for you to
Yes.
decide this is the direction I'm going in.
Yes.
And while we're at it, can we also educate our viewers on what Neo-Expressionist means?
well, being a neo-expressionist artist, it has a lot to do with abstract symbolism, figures and weird shapes and skulls and eyes and crazy lines. It's very like
It's not traditional.
not traditional, no, not at all. So, like I said, being from the Bronx and coming up to Port Jervis, the pace was totally different. I was like, I need to find a hobby, something to do. It's so boring here. So I decided one day, I told my wife, I said, hey, let's go to Walmart. Let me get some paint and some brushes. And next thing I know, voila. I started doing it every day, and the next thing I know, I started developing the styles, watching a lot of art documentaries, and
So you self-taught?
yes,
Really?
I am self-taught. Yes,
Interesting. So
Self-taught.
how many do you have under your belt now?
about 300 works.
300
About
pieces.
300
I know
works.
you're on display right now. How many of your pieces are on display?
Right now, I have three pieces displayed in Newburgh, New York, at the Bank Art Gallery, and I have 4 pieces displayed at my local gallery, Upfront Exhibition Space in Port Jervis, New York.
Wow. And so are all of your pieces this size?
No, I have pieces much bigger than that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, these are the small ones? You brought us
These
the
are
small
actually
ones.
small. Yeah, these are actually
Wow.
small.
So how long does it take you to make something like this?
Literally a day and a half.
A day and a half?
I'm really fast. Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk a little bit about your storylines and
Mm-hmm.
how you choose to express yourself. Like, is it from a political context or is it from an emotional context? Like, how do you like dive in and choose the topics and are they left up for interpretation?
They are left for interpretation. A lot of the works that I do, literally, it just comes out of nowhere. It's almost like a superpower. Like I'll start with a background, start painting, some shapes and colors. The next thing you know, it starts turning into this crazy figure, and then everything just starts coming together as I'm painting. Like sometimes I'll draw like some eyes or nose, and then I'll go from there, and it's just almost like magic.
Right, you allow it to guide you.
I allow it to guide
right?
me, yes.
Right, and so obviously, art is left up to everyone's interpretation.
Yes.
But you title them in a way that they have a storyline, which is why we introduced it as a visual novel.
Yes.
Which is why I'm trying to get to the root of like what I want to. Maybe perhaps the question is like, what topic do you visit the most?
Strength, warrior energy. Leadership. Like for instance, this one right here is called Beast Within. This is a symbol of strength and courage. Like when your back is against the wall, you don't know how strong you are until you're in a situation where you have to be strong. So that's what this is really about. It's like a beast, so like the beast within you, the strength within you to overcome.
Well, you can definitely see the warrior in it. And there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah.
And so in that process for you, what comes first, the lines or the story?
The lines. The lines. The story comes after. I never have an actual, okay, I'm gonna do a painting and the story is gonna be like this. No, I'll just start painting. I'll step back. I'll look at it, paint some more. Oh wow, this looks like, and that's how I do it.
And so, when did you discover like this was your direction?
I started painting in 2000 and late 19, early 2020. At first, the paintings were abstract, just like abstract expressionism, because that's a little different than Neo-Expressionism.
Okay.
But then
So can you please tell us what the difference is between abstract expressionism and Neo-Expressionism?
Yes, abstract expressionism is no characters. There's no characters, there's no faces.
Okay.
It's pretty much
that's truly left up for interpretation.
Yes,
Got it.
patterns and lines and this is more characters.
Got it.
Yes, Neo-Expressionism is more like figures and characters and with symbolism.
Got it. All right. And so you developed this talent
Yeah.
late 1999. No. 2020. You
2020.
said 2020.
2020.
Yeah, 2019.
As a child,
20.
I always drew.
Okay.
But I did in high school. I went for the art. What's the name of the school in Manhattan?
Visual
Art and
arts?
design.
Okay.
But I didn't make it.
Oh, really?
I didn't make it. And after that, I dropped,
put it-
I
you-
dropped it, and I circled back to 2020, and I'm here again.
Wow.
Yes.
So your spirit was like, no.
It took me.
Would you say that the pandemic played a role? No, I love
Yes.
having this conversation
Yes.
about how, for me, and this is me always going back to the upside of what we experience, right?
Yes.
I feel like it opened up a certain consciousness, a level of consciousness in which we became a lot more self-aware.
Yes.
Right? So I'm just curious if the pandemic itself is what led you to finding your own solace in therapy.
Yes. It slowed me down. It slowed me down, and yes, it was totally, because like I said, the pace in New York, in the Bronx.
Right.
I'm all over the place. I was all over the place.
Right.
I was able, once I get to Port Jervis, able to settle down and trees, birds, and something totally different from the garbage, the loud trucks, the everything. So I was able to zone in and just find something that I love to do
And put it on canvas.
put it on canvas.
Right, because as artists, we're all
Yeah.
over the place,
Yes.
and for me, it's a blessing, and I get it. You know,
Yeah.
like it could be a lot. It could be very noisy, and,
Yes.
you could be very distracted.
Distracting.
Yeah, and so now you're able to like just
Zone in. Zone in.
and so. This is really impressive.
Thank
It's
you.
very impressive. So let's talk about all the different topics that are your preferences. You already gave me the characteristics. Let's talk about the topics.
Topics as in,
Well, we did a warrior.
Okay.
Right?
okay, let's go to this one.
All
This,
right.
this one is called Kiyobata. That's, in translation, Japanese, that means yellow rose. So in Japan, the yellow rose is a symbol of, like, say for instance, you have a friend who is going through something, so you give them a yellow rose to tell them, I'm here for you. It's like also friendship. So like you see here, you have the character. It's more than one character, but this is the main character. He has the rose in his mouth.
Right, we see
and
that.
These are the friends who may be going through something, and he's giving them. He's going to give them the yellow rose to help them get through their day or get through. Just it's like what's the word? Encouragement. Encouragement and being there for someone. So that's what this painting is about. Just being there for people and who you care about, and just want people to, know that you're there for them.
So would you say that your art also offers some form of affirmations?
Yes.
Because that's what I got from this, and that's what, are all of them like that?
Majority of
The
them.
majority of them.
Majority of them. There's a few that there's like really no meaning. I'm just doing a little silly character or whatever, but a lot of them do have meaning to them, and some of them are very deep.
I mean, that was a beautiful breakdown you just gave us.
Thank you.
I wouldn't know that, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
what is the title of this piece?
Kiobata.
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 See, this is what I mean. You
Yeah.
titled them in a way that it's
Yes.
kind of like, okay, do a little.
It makes you think.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
or first glance, you look at it and say, oh, it's cool. It's a little painting, a little character here, got the little flower, but then there's some deeper meaning to him.
Yeah. And so does all of your work have these colors in it, right?
Yes.
It seems like you have like signature colors that's in
Yes.
every piece.
Yes, I use a wide variety of colors. I never really do like a painting that's black and white. Everything of mine is mostly colorful. I use the only colors that I really don't use as much, but they're actually in both of these as well. So that's I shouldn't even say that. But green and purple I don't use as much as the other colors. But yeah, a large array of colors.
So because you're self-taught, and right now we're in 2025, so this is evolved in a matter of like 5 years,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Somebody were watching and they were contemplating on their own skill set and or how to develop, and perhaps even maybe discouraged because they didn't get into the school that they wanted to enhance and develop. What would you say to them?
Don't give up. Just keep going. Go for it. Keep painting.
Well, how did you get there? Like, what happened that you were like, you know what? I'm just gonna
paint.
Yeah.
You want me to be honest?
Yes, I want honesty.
Port Jervis was boring.
Well,
Port Jervis was boring. I said, this is not gonna work.
right.
Yeah, I need to find something to do. And
Right.
I started painting. And then I guess all my childhood, everything, because I used to draw comic books. I still have old comic books from when I was young. I had comic books and all kind of drawings and stuff. It just all started coming back to me. And then I started developing a style. And like I started entrenching myself in all of the documentaries, art, learning more about the art history and everything. And voila, I'm here.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Right. So basically, what you did is you redirected your energy.
Yes.
You redirected it because you were like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yes.
I'm gonna do my best, and voila! Look at where you're at. Now
Yeah.
you're displayed in 2 galleries, no
Yes.
less, and you have like 300 under your belt.
300. I have paintings all across the East Coast.
You have paintings all across
across the East
meaning
Coast.
they
In
live in people's
houses.
homes.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have a conversation when we get off air because one of your paintings needs to be in my home,
There we
right?
go, there
I'm
we
like,
go, there
but
we
we're not
go.
gonna talk about those rates on here. But no,
Yes.
I do want to congratulate you,
Thank you.
on finding your path or
Yes.
actually just allowing yourself to
Yes.
just be okay with what it took to
What
get
it took
there.
to get there. Yeah, it took a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're there.
I'm there.
You're
Yeah.
there, and now you brought it back home.
I brought
to
it back
share with
home.
our viewers to show.
Yes, and I'm so happy that my first interview was in my hometown.
Wow.
My
that's
first
beautiful.
official TV interview in the Bronx.
Nice. Well, we're so happy
Yes.
you brought it here to us on
I'm so happy to
Open.
be here.
All right, Midartz, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, we didn't discuss race, but if you're interested in his work, right, you can check out Midartz on Instagram, and the handle is Midartz. All right,
Yes.
stay tuned. Our Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next.